Okay, I'm on. So, hello, I'm Benny King, and if you're a new friend of mine from Facebook, I appreciate it. I went through, just several months, just as people would show up on the internet, if they looked really cool and smart, those are the people I picked. So, yeah, you're on the list. Yay! Um, I just wanted to thank you for doing that, and hopefully you'll see this. You can pass it on to anybody you want. I'm 60. I'll be 64 in about a month, and I got the original COVID virus, SARS, when I was working at a state college for the government, and I was working in labs and almost every day, and I was working right next to lab techs from China and stuff, and I'm a plumber, so my hands are in the drains, my hands are in the toilets, and that's just plumbers. We just deal with that, and I get, my immune system's not great, and I've gotten a few things. I had a good friend of mine that I used to refer all my drain cleaning work to, and he died young from just the fumes every day from what was coming up out of those sewer pipes. And so we always get a hepatitis B shot and stuff because we know we're at a risk, and so when I'm working on urinals and toilets and whatever, that I'm exposed to all these kind of things all the time. And somewhere in there, I got exposed probably end of December, and January, I definitely was sick with something, and I was going to the doctor all the time, emergency room and stuff. They couldn't figure out what it was. They didn't believe me. That was a big deal. It's so hard. It's been 4.5 years, and to have it just starting for people to believe me. If you still believe that the COVID virus, came from bats or something, you really need to catch up on the news for the last probably 3 years. The State House committee, they had a big hearing on it and concluded, that it came out of the lab in Wuhan, and everything since then, everybody admits that it did come. It was a designed virus. It was a biological weapon, and it worked really good. I'm not saying that China did it on purpose, to let it out. It was created for that purpose, that it did whatever it got out. We're not going to go to war with China. Hopefully, and I wouldn't mind suing China. They let it get out, and so the labs I were working in at this university, they had COVID viruses there. They had the lady that was running the labs and everything. She was good. She warned me, wear gloves, be really careful in there. She says, we've got every single deadly disease known to man in that building that you're working at, and you need to be careful. And she said, these interns and techs and stuff, they don't speak English, and they're unsafe. So be careful up there. I didn't know what was going to happen. So anyway, I was super sick, and I was hearing things, seeing things. I know a lot of people lost their sense of smell. A bunch of people, their smell increased. I was one of those people. There's a name for that, but everything smelled too much. I had trouble going inside just because of the body odor and fumes from the carpets and things like that, and that's gone away. That's good, but all kinds of seeing stars. In the beginning, I felt like I was going to pass out. Later on, I did start passing out and injuring myself, but I just had a hard time thinking, talking. I was coughing up all kinds of stuff, as sick as I've ever been. And my doctors and emergency room and clinics and stuff, they were all trying antibiotics on me. They tried every antibiotic, any antibiotic they could. I also have trouble speaking. So it attacked my autonomic nervous system. Now, at first, it was just the bug itself, and I was sick, and it was attacking all kinds of things. After that initial stage, most of the people who died, COVID attacked their heart and lungs. There was a little over 1 million people in the U.S. who died from COVID, and they were all related to their hearts or their lungs. And so when it finally came out what this was about, and it was a learning experience for everybody, I'd already lost my job. They said I was acting crazy, and I said, I am extremely sick. I don't know what's wrong with me. My doctors can't figure it out. I'm on antibiotics. I'm on all kinds of drugs, but I got fired, and I tried. Once COVID came out, I thought I'd get my job back, and I didn't. And I went and I applied for unemployment, didn't get that. Later, a little shortly after that, in the first year, 2020 ended, I applied for disability. I've been denied that like 6 times. I applied for about 5 other state jobs, and I didn't get any of those because of what the university said about me. And so I had to go back into work for myself. Had my own plumbing business for 25 years, and I just gone back to the state, or started working for the state to work on my retirement. And so I had 4 years in, so I wasn't vested, and I lost my retirement, and went back into, sold everything I had and cashed out everything in retirement, and went back into business for myself, which I was happy to. And if I was healthy, I would have been fine with that. But I wasn't healthy. It attacked my autonomic nervous system, which controls everything, breathing and your heartbeat and blood pressure, your digestive system. There's like 20 terrible symptoms with it, and I've got them all. So I didn't get diagnosed with that until the beginning of January of 2023. They checked out my heart, my lungs, all that stuff was fine. They just couldn't figure out. The last cardiologist I saw was great, and he said, I think this is neurological, and he sent me to a neurologist, and that confirmed that. But there's no specialist here in town. So I spent the last year learning as much as I could about it, contacting clinics and doctors. Everybody was jammed full because they're swamped with people just like me. And that's what they said. They said, well, if it makes you feel better, we can't even take your name, put you on a list, because we are overwhelmed with people just like you. COVID attacked their auto nervous system. And it just took this long for it to come around. And I got it early. So there's going to be a whole bunch of people. I've talked to Mayo Clinic and Mount Sinai and Stanford, and probably 10 places tried to get into. And I have trouble. I forget what I'm doing in the middle of my sentence. My brain has not been getting enough oxygen and blood for over 4 years, and that's another symptom is memory loss, and I'm losing big chunks of my memory. Apologize. I shake and I stutter. I'm sorry. I didn't used to do all this stuff. This is what COVID does to you. And I forgot where I was going with this, but anyway, I'm glad you are my friend now. I do have some things I'd like to share because I'm dying. According to every statistic I found, that once you start showing the symptoms, you've got 6 to 8 years, something like that. So up to 4.5, and that's based on old figures and stuff, because this is different. It attacked fast, and it did a lot of damage fast. So I was just out working in my yard for about 10 minutes, maybe. It just killed me. I couldn't breathe and sweating, and yeah, I want to stick around as long as I can for my wife and my kids and my grandkids and my friends. So see what I got. If you go to my Facebook page, I got some stuff there that I'd like to tell people about. It's good stuff, good news, and because I'm dying, I need to get it done now. So I'd appreciate it.